who is dedicated to development of transgenic, and I have made it very specific. Uh, I have made it against cotton leaf curl disease. So the topic here is cotton leaf curl disease, new challenges and resistance strategies. Here, I will discuss two strategies. Both are actually RNA interference based strategy, and one is specifically antisense based strategy. So this is like cotton leaf curl disease. It has, if you check the types of infection, the characters of infection, which is venation, deep leaf curling, and distortion of the plant. And this is white fly, and this is Bemisia tabaci. This is the zoological name of this white fly is Bemisia tabaci, and this is the vector of this virus. And this is the virus particle. This is electron microscopic view of this virus particle. So this is genus Vagovirus. And if we talk about particularly cotton leaf curl virus, it is looking like this. This is it has got circular genome, and with the addition of two satellite vectors. These satellites are namely alpha beta, and recently one more delta satellite is reported. So cotton cultivation, it is one of the main cash crops in India. In up to late 90s, it accounts for 38% of revenue generation by all the exports which India makes. So this is like, if you see all the coastal area, Rajasthan, these all areas which are cotton cultivation in our parts of our country, and some are near to Pakistan. And it is speculated that this particular disease is transmitted from Pakistan to India because this vector knows no boundary. And I have quoted in my theoretical class also that particularly in 2015-16, there are lots of farmers who committed suicide because this virus literally destroyed all the cotton production in all Punjab region. Fine. So this is the paper cutting which I have taken that time. So this is cotton leaf curl disease. This area is in Sri Ganganagar, and this is one of the excellent field where cotton production is happening. So these are the control strategies. There are several conventional control practices, and there are transgenic approaches. Conventional control practices are very robust and good, but the main drawback with the conventional control practices are that they take several years to release one variety. Sometimes they take 20 to 30 years to release one variety. And you never know by the time, because of high inoculum pressure, because of changing environment, and because of changing of so many stresses, the character and the nature of this virus may change. So maybe after 20 years, a very different species of virus may evolve, because you know that viruses having excellent capacity of recombination, and with the help of this recombination they always release a new kind of variety, and sometimes it is difficult to control. I'm again taking the example of COVID-19 in this platform, that several vaccines are underway uh, against this COVID-19. But all the vaccines which are developing in this time, they are actually relying on the informations which is based for this year. I mean, till the several species which is being identified. But you know, this is an RNA virus. This COVID-19 is an RNA virus. So maybe next year, because of their excellent capacity of recombination, some new variety develop, and it is again you have to develop a vaccine against this. So it is literally a very difficult method to develop vaccine every year. the same kind of thing. This controlling strategy for conventional approach and for transgenic approach, it is always it face the same kind of problem, because we also rely on the stretches of DNA which are having uh, showing conserved region. Conserved means at the same place. Same, suppose if you take 10 species of this Begum virus from a particular region and you sequence all the virus particles and analyze with the help of bioinformatics approach. So when you do a cluster, you will get alignment of the segments of this sequence, and those segments who show 100% degeneracy at a particular place, and if this degeneracy is uh, for 300 bases or up to 400 bases or 500 bases, this is the whole set is called conserved region. It means there is no changing of a single nucleotide there at that place. A degeneracy means having similar energy level. So if there is A in all the same species, that is degeneracy in that point, because A or T or C or G, they are having a different energy levels. So I'm particularly interested in RNA interference and antisense RNA approach. So antisense approach, they exhibit expression of homologous genes by preventing transcription or promoting degradation of target mRNA. And this RNA silencing in plant is an antiviral response which is triggered by almost all the viruses. And this RNA silencing is induced by the production of double-stranded RNA. And this double-stranded RNA is produced through transcription of inverted repeats and virus replication at some point of time. They create a non-permanent double-stranded segment. From there, there can be induction of RNAi phenomena, and it is held by several RNA-dependent RNA polymerase. So how this mechanism looks like? So this is double-stranded RNA, and this dicer molecule which is present inside a plant, this dicer diced, it cuts the double-stranded RNA at multiple places, and with the help of this Argonaute protein, now this double-stranded becomes separate, and one is called leader strand, which actually go for this silencing phenomena. And this siRNA duplex somehow coupled with this Argonaute protein, it forms RNA-induced silencing complex. This risk is now make a kind of complex and very small segments of siRNA which are not very much specific. They stick to several places of the incoming messenger RNA or maybe DNA. What it do, wherever it finds sequence complementarity, it stick to that place. That's why I call that it is not very specific, because once small interfering RNA is produced, you never know what is from which segment it is being made, because physically there
annotation बंद कर दीजिए सर बस.
So actually it hypermethylate the promoter region of that DNA. Once the promoter is hypermethylated, it stops functioning. This is actually an epigenetic mechanism method. Fine. So it is regulation, it is regulating the whole process without using the fundamental principles of genetics. So how it happens, like designing of the antisense DNA primer for full-length viral DNA, we have taken protein gene, suppose, or maybe some other gene. It is just a general method through which you can develop an antisense construct. Now mobilizing the construct into Agrobacterium tumefaciens, that particular segment is introduced into that shuttle vector, that binary vector, and this binary vector is mobilized into the construct. And the transformation of Agrobacterium containing this antisense construct, now once it is mobilized, this is now a genetically engineered tool. Fine. So leaf disc method. Leaf disc method means, suppose this is a leaf. You have to take this leaf into explant, just cut it. This is a midrib. Just use your scalpel and cut the midribs and take the both the portion of the leaf out, and again cut it several cuts and make it around 1 inch, half inches or 1 inches segments of every leaf. This leaf actually is open from all the ends. It means it can be exposed from all the portions. Okay. So use the tissue culture method and regenerate it. And after the regeneration, as I have said, that you have to check it whether it contains your transgene or not. So this is the scheme of developing construct. This is PCR amplified, and this is intermediately ligated into a cloning vector, because it is practically difficult to directly introduce your transgene into a binary vector. It is really very difficult. That's why we first clone it into a cloning vector and release from there and introduce into the complementary site of shuttle vector or binary vector. In this case, it is PBI. Fine. So this is how this development of antisense construct is being made. So it is confirmed with the help of PCR. Okay. Here we use restriction digestion to ensure that our gene of interest is there or not. And after introduction into the PBI, we use PCR to check it. You see, this is the vector backbone. This is actually PBI. So we go through the callus culture method. This is like shooting. ठीक है, इसमें ये shoot है, and here you can see the very small roots are coming from the lower portion, and we allow to grow for some day in a glass house. ठीक है, and then we analyze it, molecular testing. First we take the leaves of this transgenic tobacco, we isolate the DNA, and we use PCR with the help of same primers, because we have to check the antisense gene presence. So we have to use the same primer, and with the help of this PCR, we come to know that yes, it is working. And when we go for PCR southern here, this is a southern, you can see the spots are there. This is an actual picture of a southern. And this is RT-PCR. This you can able to see that is expression is not very high. This is RT-PCR analysis, and for labeling we use actin. And then we this you can see these are white flies harboring Bego virus, having leaf curl virus, and we allow to grow for several days. And this is see, this is a control plant which was kept along the side with this transgenic plant. And after some time, the leaf curling, you could see there is a leaf curling, but there is no changing in the phenotype of your transgenic plant. It means this transgenic plant is resistant to that virus. Fine. So this is, we have checked now up to 3 generation, and we found very excellent results. And after the whitefly inoculation, this we go for siRNA another. This is a very rare experiment which we have performed, and this paper is already published. Now for RNA mediated, the same set, I mean this was an antisense. Fine. The same gene is make antisense. Antisense means complementary sense. ठीक है. यहाँ पे दूसरा स्ट्रेटेजी हमने यूज किया, दैट इज आरएनए मेडिएटेड. ऑल्दो एंटीसेंस जो प्रोडक्शन होता है, इनिशियली देयर वाज अ थ्योरी दैट it makes heteroduplex, then the further translation stops. But now the other experiments suggested that is heteroduplex is actually mediated through siRNA gene silencing. It means RNA phenomena वहाँ पे भी होता है. ठीक है. We have now gone for a stable RNAi transgenic development. ठीक है. And this is how we develop construct. Construct जब आप दिखाते हो तो ये कंस्ट्रक्ट आपको ऐसे ही दिखाना पड़ता है. दिस इज अ बाइनरी वेक्टर. ठीक है. यहाँ पे आपने 2 सेगमेंट्स को लिया हुआ है. वन इज इन अ सेंस डायरेक्शन एंड वन इज इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. द हाइपोथेसिस वाज that both sense and antisense, they create a selection pressure and they make double stranded RNA. And this double stranded RNA, using the same mechanism of cleaving, they produce small interfering RNA and it will stop the invading viruses. ठीक है. As I said, viruses, एक virus attack नहीं कर सकता है. They send their signals inside, and this messenger RNA which is being produced from this invading virus, that is met with the siRNA which is produced from this construct. ठीक है. तो मैसेंजर आरएनए के साथ वो siRNA स्टिक करेगा and this will not go for further processing. So this actually called PTGS, post transcriptional gene silencing. So this is how we develop transgenic cotton with the help of this construct, and we have checked with the help of PCR with a different, and it is really difficult to generate cotton transgenic because of its recalcitrant nature and its hard tissue. And this is southern hybridization. This is a different southern which I have shown in the antisense. In antisense, we went only through PCR southern. Here, the transgenic was digested and it is southern just to know the copy number of the gene. And this is whitefly inoculated plant, and you can see there is no changing in the pattern of the leaves, and you can see that it is infected. I mean, this transgenic has no effect, and this is like it is infected and it is of no use. Okay. And this is northern blot analysis. We have already told that siRNA is being isolated with the help of some kit, and we go for siRNA and northern. So there is a conclusions, like I have drawn some conclusion with these studies, that there is always a fine and balanced battle between plant and pathogens which consistently attack on them. The role of genetic engineering is to balance it. and tipped to in the favor of plants. And these conventional control strategies are time consuming, and there is also a thing that you need to know very robust agronomic practices, the use of several chemicals, and sometimes it is expensive and very labor intensive. Uh, the other thing which actually favors genetic engineering approach, that it gives complete protection against plant in a very less time period. And this antisense and this siRNA technology, they are safe technology to be used, and they are actually very powerful. Uh, if some disease, if some pathogens are not controlled with conventional method or with chemicals, so genetic engineering method can be a boom for those kind of pathogens. So how this is how we develop transgenic. I have shown you two different strategies. One was antisense and one was RNAi mediated resistance. Fine. One more thing I just want to share you. Uh, if you want to read more about this, this is a strategy, Gemini virus resistance strategy. There are several strategies which is here I have mentioned, like control through so many. I mean, it's a book chapter, so you can go through it. Control through resistance, cultivars, cross protection, pathogen graft resistance, how uh, several approaches is being used by different parts of this globe, and how RNA silencing takes place. And there are other strategies for microRNA and the CRISPR-Cas, which Ajit sir has given some glimpses. Artificial microRNA, this is also one of the promising approaches against pathogens. So there are so many things you can study there. If someone wants this book chapter, he can directly mail to me and I will share, because if you go uh, through online, you have to pay a hefty price to read this. मैम आप रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दीजिए.